What is going on, guys? Max Reef here with another video on the Fluval Evo 13.5 gallon reef tank. I've got a quick little update here for you guys, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so I'm here with the reef tank. I've got some updates that I've done to it. A couple minor changes, couple new additions in the coral, new clam. So I will get into each of that. There's also going to be some new additions coming as far as flow and equipment. So we'll get into that. First things first, I got a new toadstool there. A toadstool is something that I've always wanted to have in my tanks. I just never really had a good spot for it, and I don't know why I never saw this spot as an option, but so I put it there. Obviously it's not getting a ton of flow, and I'll talk about that later. I repositioned both of my power heads to put a little bit more flow on that new torch coral, which is also a new addition. It wasn't here in the last video. It's one of my wife's favorite corals is a torch coral. She likes the flow. So I decided to put one in there. I didn't want to spend a ton of money on one of the big ones, so we went with the small one. Gonna see how much we can get this one to grow. Another new addition is the frog spawn up here. As you can see, again, not much flow is getting to it. So I know they don't like a ton of flow, but he needs more than that. So that's something that we're gonna be working on. And I put the Recordia mushrooms up here on the rock. They were down here in the sand bed. They were kind of getting kicked around by my tiger conch, wherever he is. He's probably in the back. And he's been moving the clam around. So I just didn't like it. It was starting to look all messy down here. So I decided to move them up there. They're doing good. Candy cane, I got new ones. I was hoping for a little bit more of a blue candy cane to kind of mix with the lime green. It's a little bit more green than I wanted, but I still like it, and it was really cheap. So I'm gonna see how much I can grow that one out and see what we can get there. All right, so moving on to the clam. This was really an impulse buy for me. I was actually checking out at my LFS, and they had a handful of these clams for sale for like 30 bucks. And I knew I had this open spot in my sand bed, so I figured why not? Let's try it out, see what happens. And he has been doing awesome. He is so beautiful, easily one of my favorite additions. He's so cool to watch. He's very sensitive. Anytime I come near the tank, he twitches a little bit, as you just saw there with the clownfish swimming by. Just very pretty, and he is stunning to me. I know the sand bed's not the best place for him. He's been doing good. I haven't had any sand go in him, and if I do, I just blow it out with like a turkey baster. So it's been really easy to take care of him, and the lighting's been working really well for him, and I think he makes a great addition. Another small change that I made that you might not be able to see is I actually added some more sand to the sand bed. Again, I didn't do much, but I did enough. It was starting to get really low here just from doing all my water changes and siphoning the sand bed. It was slowly depleting. So I just picked up a bag of sand from Petco, and it was really easy. I watched a video on YouTube on how to add the sand bed to an existing reef tank, and it was very helpful. The tank got a little cloudy, but overnight went away, so it was a good addition, much needed, and it makes it look a lot more fresh in my opinion too. Okay, so some of the other problems I was having in this tank, as I mentioned in the last video, was an Appetasia problem on this rock, and as you can see, it's still not perfect. However, I hit it with Appetasia X multiple times, and it still hasn't completely solved the issue. I know I can get a Peppermint Shrimp. I just want to try and avoid that if I can. I haven't had luck with Peppermint Shrimp. So I know they've always worked perfectly for me whenever I go and get one, and they wipe out all the Appetasia, but for some reason they tend to disappear on me, and I lose them and never see them again. So I'd like to avoid that. However, I'm starting to see a couple more spots with Appetasia, so that may be an option where I have to do that just to get rid of it again. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I am going to do something to address the flow in the tank. I know it's not where it needs to be. It's not where I want it to be. I've always had problems with too much flow, too little flow. I can never get it right. So I was doing some research and I came across the AI Nero 3. And that is the pump that I ordered. It's going to be here in a couple days. I'm going to put it on the back wall here. And it's really nice because you can adjust the flow based off of percentage from 0% all the way up to 100%. And you can change it throughout the day. At nighttime, you can decrease it and so on and so forth. If you guys want to see a video on that, let me know. I can definitely post one once I get it set up and in the tank and get a little bit more familiar with it. But again, it's controlled by like the AI app, just the same as the lighting. So I think it's going to tie in really nicely, and it's a really sleek pump that's going to allow me to have much more control over the flow and get the proper amount of flow that I'm looking for in the tank. Because again, as you can see, not much going on here with the frog spawn. Toadstool's moving a little bit. The anemone's not really getting much. So I'd like to see a little bit more, but not too much more. So the AI Nero is really going to allow me to control that much more in the way that I want. All right, guys, so that's all I have for you on this update. I will throw in a little video at the end of me feeding the clownfish. I just got done doing that, so I figured why not. If you guys have any questions with anything that I'm running here in the tank, please feel free to ask below in the comments. If you could, throw me a subscribe and a like. That would be amazing. If you found this entertaining or helpful in any way, I would much appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.